Academy of Pediatrics recommends that middle and high schools start class no earlier than 8:30 a.m. to allow students to get healthy sleep. Do you believe that the start time of our schools should be later, and why? And, in your opinion, what should the relationship between the Person County school system and local charter schools look like? We will now hear from Paulina Lopez.
Good evening. Thank you, RCS, for hosting this forum, and thank you, students, for taking a serious interest in local politics. Too many people, young and old, focus on national politics and ignore local politics, which actually affects our day-to-day lives the most. As a Person County native, I went through our school system from kindergarten through high school, and I saw firsthand some of the problems that we had and that we still need today, such as updated textbooks, teachers' assistants, and copy resources. As a board, we can prioritize these basic resources in the budget and I'm going to continue to have open communication with our teachers to make sure that we continue to meet those needs if I'm elected. Now I'll tell you a little bit more about myself and what I've observed that we can change within our schools. I have an associate's degree in criminal justice from PCC, a bachelor's degree in forensic psychology from Southern New Hampshire University, and a master's degree in political science from UNC Chapel Hill. I have tutored on all levels from elementary through college, and I have served in leadership roles in several organizations, including Girl Scouts, Teen Court, and United Way. Through my experience in our school system, I noticed that we can do a better job to prepare our students for life, particularly with financial literacy and civic education. I only had one assignment on the stock market in 10th grade civics and the reality store in 8th grade in terms of financial literacy, and I think we can do more. High school seniors would benefit from a lesson in budgeting and building credit wisely. Also, for civic education, I met an 18-year-old high school senior when I was registering people to vote the other week who did not know that you have to register to vote. Students should graduate from our school system knowing how to exercise their rights. We also need to improve mental health. Many people don't seek help because of the stigma, so we need to teach our students that mental health is part of overall health at an early age. A vote for me, Paulina Lopez, is a vote to equip our teachers with the supplies and assistance they need and include more life skills in the curriculum to prepare our students for success. That's a difficult thing to fit in 30 seconds, but I tried to give you an overview, and now I'm going to answer your questions a little more slowly. As for the American Academy of Pediatrics, is that correctly, recommendation that schools start at 8:30, this is something that has been, alternatively, different groups saying 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's something that's been talked about for a long time, and I remember hearing about it and debating it in a class in high school, and I've always been for it in principle, and as a student, it was something I got excited about when I heard it. I was like, I hope that this is something they would change. But as Mr. Sins mentioned, there are a lot of other things to consider. Now, when it comes to working parents, that is the whole reason that we have the bus system, and that's the whole reason that the bus system was established in history, was to make sure that working parents or distance from the schools didn't prevent students from being able to come and learn. So I don't think that would be the biggest issue. That, like I said, I personally would be all for it, but I do believe that we need to have a general consensus with the teachers, the staff, and the rest of the board, and everyone else who would be affected by this before we would make that kind of leap to implement that. As for the relationship between Person County schools and the charter schools, I think that we can all, and we should all continue to work together to have equal opportunities for all of our students. We can set examples for each other in terms of what works and what doesn't, and in that way push each other to do better. There are some things, like I said with the civic education, we had civics in 10th grade in the school system, and you guys are seniors with civics, and I think that that is much better because this is the time when it's going to be of more relevance to you since you're about to be able to vote. And you also have a little more freedom to pilot some programs, and when you do things and we see that it works, I think that helps everyone. And to address, well, actually, I believe that was it, and you've given me time. So thank you very much.